In today's tutorial, we are going to discuss how to back up and play set backups of your PS1 games, whether that be in an emulator or on a real console. So, to start out, you obviously need a game you want to back up. We're going to use Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Why? Because it was on my shelf and I grabbed it. Because reasons, I don't know. I like the game. It's a great game. Everyone should try it. But anyway, besides that, you are also going to need DVD drive on your computer or CD drive. If your computer doesn't have one built in, you can get an external unit. This works just fine. Okay, on the computer side of things, we're going to need a program called Image Burn. So just type it into Google if you don't already have it. Official Image Burn website. There it is. So go to download. I use the image provided by Image Burn themselves. Your thing might pop up a thing, whatever. Once it's done, just go ahead and get it installed. I already have it installed, so I don't need to install it again. And go ahead and get it open. Alright, once you've got Image Burn installed, you're going to take your PlayStation game and put it into your DVD drive or CD drive. Whatever you happen to have. I actually happen to have a Blu-ray drive, and guess what? It still works. So, after you get your disc in, if you have autoplay enabled, it should pop up your disc's files. I'm going to let it sit here for a second and show you that. There it is. So there we go. There is all the files on this game. So now we are going to create an image file from a disk right here. It's going to read your disk, get all the info from it. Can't figure out the volume label, so that's fine. And then it is going to save it to a directory of your choice. So we are going to go ahead and put it in our emulation folder. And we are going to name it Tony Hawk 2. And then for a most successfully accurate read, you're going to want to set it to the lowest speeds possible. That way it ensures that all data is preserved. So go ahead and click that read button, and it will do its thing. Now be prepared, this will take a long time since we're using the slowest read settings to ensure most successful data transfer. So go watch a show or something, because this is going to take about 40 minutes. Ah yeah, that jingle means we're done and ready to move on to the next step. Let's go. Next, we're going to verify that our image we dumped actually works before we waste any CDs on it. So we're going to load it up in an emulator and make sure that it runs. And if you were just wanting to run your backups in an emulator, congratulations, you're done. You don't need to watch any further in this video. But if you wanted to play these on a real PlayStation, stay tuned. Alright guys, now that we've verified our disk, we are ready to burn it. So using Image Burn, we're going to go write image file to disk. We are going to select the Tony Hawk 2 Q file that we made in the first step of this video, not the bin file. See, should show the same information as when we put our original disk in, so select the lowest possible burn speed. Should show you the supported burn speeds of your drive right here. And once you've got that all set, go ahead and click the burn button. And it will take some time, so we're going to skip ahead. Ah, wonderful. It's all done, and now we can dig into how to actually run this guy on a real console. Alright, so let's discuss how to play your newly burned disc on an actual PlayStation. So, there are a couple different methods available. First off is the mod chip. Definitely the most reliable of methods, but if you don't have soldering skills like myself, it's not going to be easy to get it installed. You can get PS1 mod chips over at Eurasia. They're about $10 shipped. So there's multiple regions available, US, Euro, Japan. So just pick your region, buy it, it'll get shipped to you. The order page even has diagrams for those of you that do have the soldering skills required to install it, to know how to install it on each model. And this one does work on the fat PlayStations as well as the newer slim lines, so this is really the best method of playing these backups if you have the required skill level, which I unfortunately don't. Alright, so the next method is the swap disk method. I honestly wouldn't even be telling you guys about this one, but I need you to know how to do it for our last method. So this method basically involves blocking your disk lid sensor to making it think that the drive is closed, and you boot in a real PS1 disc, and when the PlayStation logo shows up, you quickly grab that disc out and put in your burned disc. So right about here, you'll notice that the disc slows down, and that's when you do the swap. This method does work, but it is going to put a lot of strain on your drive motor and eventually break it, so it is really not a great method. But once again, we are going to need it for that last method I'm going to teach you here in a moment. This last method involves flashing a parallel port gameshark to use on your original PlayStation models. So this last method, while it's the one I'm using, is not going to work for everybody because Sony actually removed that parallel port in later model fat PlayStations, and then of course on the slim lines they don't have these at all. So this is a very specialized method that is only going to work for a couple of you, and the rest of you are just going to have to either get a mod chip or some sort of swap disk. So the first thing we're going to need to do is download Unirom. The latest version is version 6, a couple years old now, but seems to work well. So go ahead and click download. Go ahead and extract it to your, I'm just doing it on my desktop to make it easier. Then after you get it extracted, go ahead and open up the folder, and we're going to click on this PSX folder. So you're going to want to burn this bin.q file just like we did our PlayStation 1 game, like we did Tony Hawk 2 earlier. Same exact process. Open up an image burn, select this Q file. So we're going to perform our swap disk trick to load up the Unirom disk, and it should greet you with this menu right here. So go ahead and get your gameshark, action replay, exploder, whatever kind of cheat device you happen to have on hand, and go ahead and get it plugged into the back of your PlayStation, and you're going to hit R2 to detect it. So there we go. Mine is detected as an action replay / gameshark pro. Has a 512 kilobyte EEPROM. So go ahead and press start to load up the flash menu. And as you can see, there are a lot of different cheat devices you can flash this into, but we're trying to soft mod it so it'll boot backup. So a couple different options available. There's the Unirom 8LA, which is Unirom plus cheats. And then there's just Unirom standalone, which will boot backups. I don't really care for that one because you have to press like button combos to get disk to load, whereas if you boot into 8LA, you just tell it to start the game and it'll boot. Now note, 8LA won't work for everyone if you have a smaller EEPROM, so go ahead and select the one that'll work for you and press X to flash it, and once that's done, we can go ahead and get our PlayStation reset. And once you boot back up, you should be at a screen like this if you were able to flash 8LA. Once again, if you have a EEPROM under 256 kilobytes, 8LA is not available, so you're going to have to use Unirom standalone, and to boot games with that one, you hold down R1 and R2. With 8LA, all you do is boot into this menu, and you press start game, and you should be loaded up. Nice. So we're gonna test out some actual gameplay. And there you have it, a way to completely back up and play your PlayStation games either on emulator or real console. This is exceptionally useful if you happen to have those more rare and or expensive games, like this guy right here. So keeps these guys in better shape while you can still play them, and as you know, we're all getting older, and if we happen to have kids, we can let our kids enjoy these games without risking the real disc, because, you know, who wants to buy another copy of Suikoden 2 if they can avoid it? So, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Hope you were able to learn something and apply some of these methods. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel for more awesome vids, greatly appreciate it, and as always, we'll see you back next video.